We've got this problem, haven't we, with the TV licence? Many thousands, if not millions, of Brits are cancelling it because either they don't watch the telly at all, they don't watch any form of live TV, the BBC iPlayer, or there's some other reason. The BBC, therefore, is losing millions in revenue every year. So sooner or later, something's got to give. They've got to think about the funding of the BBC, the whole funding model itself. Well, there's an article that I want to share with you, which appears to be a bit of a kick in the nuts, for want of a better word, and they really want to drive this home to make sure that we all have to pay our fair share of that illustrious organisation, said with tongue-in-cheek, called the BBC. Now, the headline, and I'll put that here, your house price will determine how much TV licence fee costs under radical new plans to overhaul BBC funding. There's a loophole straight away. I rent my house, so does that mean I'm exempt? I haven't paid a price. Probably not. Wishful thinking, but here we go. It would make it almost impossible for viewers to avoid paying the fee, the BBC chairman says. The Royal Charter, which governs how the BBC is funded, expires in just under 2 years. UK government and BBC must agree on a new funding model. The chairman dismissed advertising and Netflix-style subscriptions. Well, that's the way everything's going. So it's a bit of a thing in the dark ages. He prefers the idea of linking, now this is the thing, and I know subscribers have mentioned this before, TV licence fee to your council tax. The amount you pay will be determined by your property band. Now, how in the name of hell has an episode of EastEnders got anything whatsoever to do with how much my house is worth? Same old crap. If the value of your home increases, so too will the cost of your TV licence. That's the radical new proposal from the chairman, Samir Shah. Well, I think what everybody needs to do countrywide is turn their TVs off right now. That's all I can say. Under the scheme, the one-size-fits-all annual £174.50 price tag would be scrapped in favour of a progressive payment structure where wealthier households paid more. Your TV licence would be collected at the same time as council tax, with rates linked to property bands. That sounds to me like they'll scrap the TV licence and include it in the council tax, and that creates its own arguments all in itself, doesn't it? The BBC chairman floated the idea of linking the TV licence fee to the value of homes in an interview earlier this year. I think I actually covered something like that at the time. It's the first major intervention from telly-veteran Samir Shah since taking over the post from Richard Sharp, who left the BBC 2 years earlier. During the interview, the chairman dismisses several other proposals to replace the TV licence, including moving the BBC to a Netflix-style subscription, which Samir Shah says would not meet the BBC's key role to offer something for everyone in the country. Meanwhile, advertising on the BBC would kill off ITV, he adds. So, it's, competition. Just make sure you have programmes that are comparable to ITV, or ITV make sure they're better than you. Or try and be impartial, as your charter dictates, which you haven't been for a long time. There lies a lot of the problem. Samir Shah excludes the possibility of a hybrid model, which sees the BBC provide some basic services like national news for free, while other offerings, including drama and comedy series, are subject to a monthly subscription. Finally, the chairman dismissed the idea of funding the BBC entirely from general taxation, as this would leave the BBC open to influence from the government of the day. That's a bloody joke, isn't it? That leaves the current chairman favouring the idea of tweaking the current licensing model to address one of its biggest complaints. It's a regressive tax, Culture Secretary Lisa Nandy has indicated. She might be open to this suggestion, describing the current flat rate model as harder for poorer households. Including TV licence fee payments within council tax will eliminate the need to prosecute those who watch live TV without paying. The BBC believes it gets rid of the enforcement issue, which is a problem. The idea that not paying the licence fee is a criminal offence seems too harsh. I think I saw somewhere not so long ago where this was unenforceable. I think Lisa Nandy came out and said that herself. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Of course, evasion wouldn't be completely eliminated, as some households already avoid council tax payments. That's another video. If implemented, a council tax linked system would see households in higher bands paying more for BBC services, while those in lower council tax bands could end up paying less than the current flat rate. What they're trying to do is guarantee an income off the back of a taxation system. The biggest losers would be households that have previously opted out of paying for a TV licence, as they'd no longer been able to do so. The approach mirrors proposals from former BBC chairman Richard Sharp, who also favoured a sliding scale. In Northern Ireland, the Isle of Man and the Channel Islands, there is no council tax. An alternative mechanism to charge TV viewers would need to be found. Now, what they're talking about, let's continue. Whatever the UK government and the BBC come up with, the stakes are high. The BBC is facing a funding crisis, and they are literally because of the crap they're dishing out and the internal things that are going on with the organisation, and nobody wants to pay for it anymore. With licence fee revenues failing by £80 million as households cancel their subscriptions, 500,000 cancelled their TV licence in 2023 alone, with British viewers increasingly turning their backs on terrestrial channels in favour of Netflix, Disney+, Prime, Apple TV, to name a few. Diminishing sports rights and dwindling viewing figures, plus the challenge of enforcing TV licence rules in the streaming era, the future of the BBC funding model hangs in the balance. A solution needs to be found before the current charter is due to be renewed in 2027. Over the next 2 years, the government must assess a range of alternative funding models, which range from subscription services to household levies. Samir Shah has suggested lengthening the Royal Charter beyond the 10-year cycle to provide greater stability. So that whole thing, it's all based on, you don't want to pay the TV licence? Tough. You're paying the TV licence. And somebody actually suggested to me a long time ago that if you cancel it, and then if enough people cancel it, they'll just find another way of trying to screw it out of you. So all they're going to do is scrap it and put it on another tax. That's the suggestion. I'm not saying that will happen. That's a suggestion from the BBC's chairman, and it's up to the sitting government of the day to determine whether this is true or not. But I could see genuinely something like that happening, because at the end of the day, they are the mouthpiece of those in power, whether they admit it or not. We'll have to see how that one goes. But it's got to be unlawful. It has got to be unlawful to force people into that situation. It's one of them. Absolutely disgraceful. Well, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure they'll be colourful. Hit the like button, please. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. There's about 60% of you that watch this channel that still haven't subscribed. So I would appreciate if you did. It's free to do, unlike the TV licence. This video that's just popped up here is another one of my other BBC related things. And as always, I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.